The Lackawanna Trail High School Marching Band with tonight's national anthem. Welcome back to Lions Pride Stadium, everyone, as we get set for this big Lackawanna Football Conference Division III showdown between the Lions and the Blue Devils. Stan and I talked about the key running backs in the game, but there are two very good signal callers, and Aaron Dugan has our quarterback comparison.
So who's going to cue me? Well, definitely two young quarterbacks out there tonight, but completely different levels of experience and pressure. Sophomore quarterback for Lackawanna Trail, Nathan Rolka. Like I said, he's just a sophomore, but he started 8 games last season, so he has that experience under his belt. He has 7 touchdowns this year. Now, Old Forge, they're starting a freshman quarterback, Alex Anastasi. He has just 1 touchdown. This is his second career start, and talking with Coach Schuback before the game, he's taking this game very seriously, so a lot of pressure on that freshman quarterback, but hey, also a great time to prove yourself, Bob.
Thank you, Aaron, and Stan. That's going to be quite a comparison during the game to see how they do, because Lackawanna Trail is going to open it up a little bit more than Old Forge, especially through the air.
Yes, certainly we expect the Trail to try to be as balanced as possible. And Rolka is leading the division in quarterback rating. It's 173, is way above everybody else. That experience is something you can't take for granted.
You saw a little bit of Rolka in pregame. I like the way he was throwing the ball. He's a nice arm.
Yeah, he does. He throws a nice spiral. He's got great vision. Obviously, he's 6'3", and he's going to get bigger and certainly stronger as his career progresses.
On the opposite side, the freshman Anastasi, Mike Schuback makes the change. Started Pal Cariotti, who started some last year, but Cariotti went to him and said, I'm not playing good. I'll play somewhere else if you need me to. You have this freshman. Why don't you play him? And some pressure on him, but Mike Schuback likes him a lot.
Well, it shows a little character on Cariotti's part to put the team before his own position, and certainly it's an opportunity for a freshman to gain some experience and to play.
Lackawanna Trail won the toss. They have deferred. That means Old Forge will get the ball first, and back to receive for Old Forge is Anthony Rios, number 43. And looks like Tommy Soryavong, number 3. The kicker, Nate Roca. Roca, a very talented athlete. The sophomore quarterback also does the kicking duty, so we'll get set for this game to get underway. And we'll see what the Blue Devils have in store. They lost to Riverside last week, did Old Forge 39-18, but the offense came alive with a good rushing attack. And we are underway in Factorville in Lions Pride Stadium, and Roca's kick goes out of bounds, so Old Forge will get the ball with good field position. Here are the offense for Old Forge. They average 15 points per game. Levi Kane is the tight end, 6'1", 220-pound junior. He's caught 8 passes on the season. Rios at the split end, the leading receiver right now, 8 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. They do like to get him on the wing and run a little bit. And up front, boy, the two tackles are very good. Wilcox and Brown, they've been around a long time, part of the championship team. They're 2 big guys, Stan, and they're going to be relied on a lot tonight.
Yeah, there's a big size differential in this game, and that could take its toll, as we're going to have a re-kick here. Yeah. The ball went out of bounds. Old Forge feels comfortable. They can get better field position.
So Roca will get this one underway. A little deja vu. This one's nice and steady.
Soryavong.
Yep, Soryavong from his 20. Has room, bounces up, and gets up to around the 38-yard line. So good field position for the Blue Devils. They like to run the ball, but they're just averaging 144 yards on the ground, through the air, 56 yards. Total offense stand 201 yards, and that's a very unusual for a Blue Devils team.
It certainly is, and it's been part of the reason why their record is what it is, that 3-3. As they say, you are what the back of your baseball card says you are.
The Trail defense has been very good as well, giving up near just around 10 points per game.
One back set.
This is Mozaleski up.
Short gain, Bob, on that.
Short gain. Nice stop by Cody Moyle in there out of the quarterback spot. So second down on the way.
One back set. It's a quick trap.
Yep, Mozaleski can't get much room. The trail defense is right there. So a third down on the way for Old Forge. Let's take a look at the trail defense. Dylan Moyle in the middle. He's a 5'10 junior. He plays the no guard position, so very important. Kahinsky behind him, has an interception. The play of 4-4 does trail. He's a junior as well. And Butchersidis, a very good athlete, good wrestler. He's a senior. He does have an interception for the Lions. So a key third down now coming up already for the Blue Devils early on in the first quarter.
Again in a one-back set.
They toss it to, looks like Rios. Rios cuts up, going to be near a first down. Depends on the mark. They mark it just past the 46 to the 47. And we'll take a look at this one again. So they like to get Rios in the game a little bit. Talented sophomore. He's run for 118 yards.
Yes, he strung that play out and turned it up near the sidelines. I think he's going to be a little short.
Let's see if Jerry McGonigal is our referee tonight. We'll take a look at his crew shortly. And they're going to call for the measurement across the field. So Trail's defense coming in gives up 173 yards on the ground, 63 through the air, and 257 total yards. The points per game just around 16 points.
This will be an interesting call if it's a little short what Coach Schuback is going to do.
I think he's got it.
It is a first down.
Yep, that's a long way from this sideline to that sidelines. So Old Forge picks up their initial first down. So 3 straight runs. How much do you think you'll see the freshman throwing it around?
Well, that depends on the game situation. They've run 3 plays in a row. They got a first down, so they probably stay with what they've just done.
Try to wear Trail down, and with the success they've had over the last couple of years, including last year's championship game, which they won handily.
They're in the shotgun.
Yep.
They have to reset the chains.
Yeah, we're waiting for the chains across the way. So the clock does roll. The ball is right at the 47-yard line.
Okay, we're going to be in a trips to the left, tight end right, single back.
Quick pitch to Mozaleski. Butchersidis shot in.
That was a nice job by Butchersidis.
And also Cody Moyle, number 5, had that. So only a short gain, couple yards, and we'll look at it again.
Moyle really flashed very quickly upfield and caused the back to stutter step. And it was good pursuit on the part of the trail down people.
Well, these seniors on this team for Trail, they said to me they have not beaten the Blue Devils ever, and they really felt this was their year.
Okay, again, one back set, 2 wing backs.
Mozaleski just a couple yards right to midfield. Jordan Edwards on the stop underneath. So
Bob, there you see 6 or 7 Trail players at the point of attack. They're really flying to the football. Watch this here. A lot of red shirts there.
Rose trying to get a block for Old Forge. So Mike Schuback does the play calling. Longtime coach, 15th season, 131 career wins, just 48 losses, and dominant play of Old Forge through his tenure. And his coaching staff has done an excellent job.
Okay, again, a one back set. Quarterback's in the gun. Hands it off to Mozaleski.
Flag down. Mozaleski has running room. Mozaleski's in the open. Tracked down, and it will go for an apparent touchdown, but let's see what the flag is.
I think it's going to be a motion penalty.
So the referees will sort it out. It is a legal motion against Old Forge. This one's going to cost them 5, and more importantly, take the touchdown off the board.
That's a tough break for the Blue Devils.
That was a nice run at attack, but
well, listen, you have
you
have a freshman quarterback, and it's his responsibility to see that everybody's set before he snaps the ball.
So maybe a little inexperience there and nerves for the freshman quarterback. 5'10", 185-pound freshman, just making his second start. There's the run. You didn't really see the motion because it's probably on the outside, but they'll come back to that play. If anything, it gives them confidence. They can run that play to an entirety. So now it's
set.
Third and real long. First pass. And Stasi's going to go long. He had a player, but he underthrew it. They come back and they say it is a completion. I don't see a signal call. They're going to count it at the 30.
Well, that was a pass that fluttered, and they give the receiver from Old Forge a lot of credit. He came back for that.
Here, look at it again, Coach. It goes to Rios.
Anastasi never got his body into the throw, and that's why it just kind of fluttered there. I like the idea that they're bringing him out to the perimeter rather than a straight drop back.
20-yard gain. Forge on the move. Mozaleski, little hole, pushes through, and the Blue Devil is to the 16-yard line. Forge in the red zone for the first time.
Again, it's just Mozaleski. I'm not sure it was a trap or just a zone play. It's a trap. Number 53, trap. Good cut by Mozaleski. Hard runner. Difficult to bring down.
As you mentioned, last week he had a nice 160-yard game, one of his better outputs. Anastasi keeps it. But big number 72, Sean Jones, shoots in. 4-yard loss.
Well, with that one back, you have two possible carriers. Mozaleski's carried the ball every single time with the exception of the pass.
Looked like Matt Evans, the center, might have missed a block there. So, second down and long now.
Again, the same set, one back. Open twins left.
Anastasi keeps it again, left side, and he's belted at the line by Jones. And the 6'2", 270-pound junior flattens the freshman. Minimal gain, third and long on the way.
All right, another big play. We'll see what we're going to dial up. Okay, again, a single back, quarterback in the gun.
He's going to survey the field. Goes to Rios, back of the end zone, and it's intercepted.
Number
by
21.
Berge. That's number 21, Matt Berge, his third interception on the year. And Lackawanna Trail holds off Old Forge, 6:22 remaining in the first.
I'm not sure what Anastasi is looking at. There's two trail defenders there in front of number 43.
The ball hits the ground, so it's actually an They're going to call it a...
I believe they're just bringing it up because it was touchback.
But it did. He did not catch it, Coach. Didn't know if you saw the replay.
Well, then the officials need to see that.
Yeah, they did not see it, and they can't see the replay, but we have that advantage. He did drop the ball hit the ground, but the ref was blocked. It goes as a interception for Berge, and here comes Trail back out.
Okay, Trail's in their wing T set.
Little pitch to Barrios, the senior.
Good kick out block. Barrios read his block, cut up inside, picked up 7 yards.
Here the Lions offense. That cost sophomore 3 catches, 49 yards. 3 halfbacks and a wing back. Matt Berge, who had the interception, he's the leading receiver. 16 catches, 444 yards already this season, and 4 touchdowns. And big Sean Jones getting looked at by some Division I schools, and he's just a junior. Gillespie, couple yards, third down on the way.
That was just a power play to the left. There it is. This kickoff block was missed by number 20.
Ian Hook, the play on defense. So a big third down early on for Trail after the turnover.
Wing left.
Roca catches, takes it himself, pushes up just past the 30. That should be a first down for Lackawanna Trail. And at 6'3", why not? He's a big sophomore.
And that shows a little bit of experience there, Bob. Rather than just pushing up the center's back, he took a step back and went to his left and was able to pick up the first down.
Here's the Old Forge defense giving up 15 points per game. Sakeem Rose on the outside, 18 tackles on the season and a sack. They play a 4-4. The last 21 tackles, 7 for a loss. And behind him, Tommy Siriovong leading the team in tackles, 42 overall, 2 interceptions. So no gain on that for Huffsmith, his first carry.
That was a little belly play to the right of the line of the Lions.
Trail offense, very balanced, 191 yards on the ground, 119 through the air through the season, over 300 yards of total offense for the Lions. And on the opposite side, Old Forge defense, as it always is, very good, just 216 total yards per game, 137 on the ground. Gillespie on the pitch. No gain. Third and long on the way for the Lions.
Alexis Sorvion was in there on the tackle. Again, that was just a toss play to the wingback who went in motion. And Huffsmith misses his block.
Kenya there as well, the junior, who has 10 tackles on the season, 4 of those for a loss. So Roca brings the play in from the sidelines. So Roca can throw the ball around as we see. Yeah, got a guy long. Berge has beat his man and just out of the reach. Just overthrew him, or he had a touchdown.
It went right through Berge's hands, it looked like. It was a great effort. Nice pass. Just never got his thumbs together, or his pinky fingers together.
So 4th down now.
It's been a quick first quarter,
Yeah,
Bob.
Huffsmith does the punting. He averages over 34. Oh, high snap. Here comes the rush. They don't get it. The lefty gets the kick underway. Suriavong lets it roll. And second possession of the game for Old Forge. They'll have it at the 32-yard line.
They just shifted field position with that punt. That was a nice job by the quarterback. There's a flag on the play.
So flag down at the 33-yard line. So let's see what this is. Already had a couple penalties already on both sides. And the referees are going to walk down. Holding on Old Forge.
Okay, I have my buddy Ryan here.
They're going to have to reset the chains unless they're going to mark it off. Must have been after the kick.
So they'll back up Old Forge. So the good field position now in favor of Trail, and Old Forge will have it just outside the 20, about the 22-yard line. We're still scoreless, 3 minutes left, and Old Forge this season opened with a loss to Hanover, 10-7, then went on a 3-game winning streak. But they've lost the last 2, one to Mid-Valley, which they think they should have won, and outplayed Mid-Valley, and last week to their rival Riverside. Suriavong on the inside, couple yards for him.
Old Forge went to their I formation. The whole first series, they were in a single back and in the gun. Now they put the Anastasi under the center.
Coach Schuback wanted to see the intensity rise because he kept calling this a championship game, and this is their season. And maybe that's true because they do have Lakeland and Dunmore coming up. They won't be favored in that. They have
No, they
Holy
won't.
Cross squeezed in, which, you know, they're going to be the overwhelming favorite. So it could come down to a game like this.
It is a big game for them, very big game.
Northwest continues to play bigger schools in the Wyoming Valley Conference. So Rios, not much there.
Huff Smith at the point of attack, number 11, was there as well. That's Jordan Edwards.
Oh, here's our Wendy key to the game for Lackawanna Trail. Steve Jervis says they need to know where number 4 is at always.
Well, he had that touchdown call back, so Steve's very prescient in making that call.
That wasn't too hard to figure out.
No, it's not.
And Mozaleski coming off a year last year. He had 6 touchdowns and gained 462 yards in 2015.
Okay, one back in the shotgun. Motion.
Cariotti,
Reverse.
double reverse. Let's see if he's going to try to pass. Rios doesn't. Flag comes rolling in, and so does number 20, Anthony Barrios, who buries Rios.
That's going to be a hold, I think.
Back near the 15-yard line.
This will be an interesting call if it's against the Blue Devils, whether
Holding offense.
Probably don't take it. It's going to be 4th down. So a punting situation now at the 16-yard line for the Blue Devils. Another big penalty call against Old Forge. Here comes the punt team.
Trail should have great field position here.
Mozaleski does the punting, number 4. He averages 37 yards through the air.
Baltricitis is the single safety back to receive the punt. Short punt, Bob.
Short kick, fair catch. Baltricitis pulls it in, and Lackawanna Trail turns the field over, and they'll have excellent field position for their second possession of the game. Old Forge Pharmacy supports the Old Forge football team, voted the best pharmacy in the Tri-Borough Reader's Choice Awards. We offer free delivery, free management of your pill boxes, and all prescription insurance plans are accepted. Good luck to the Blue Devils from the Old Forge Pharmacy.
Great field position here, Bob. Let's see what approach Coach Jervis is going to have on the 37-yard line, 38-yard line.
Last win for Trail over Old Forge, 2007. Jeff Silchak was here. That was a district title game.
Okay, double wing set. Counter play.
Yep, inside counter to Barrios, and Mozaleski shoots up.
It's a good job by the Old Forge defense, getting a lot of bodies to the point of attack.
So a good test here for the Blue Devils defense. They want to keep Trail out of the end zone. We're coming up on 1 minute to play in a very fast first quarter here in Factoryville. Just one pass so far for the Lions.
Have a wing set, typical wing T. There's play action.
Berge rush, or Roca rush, I should say, throws it down, and Barrios
Makes
beats
a great
Rios,
adjustment.
makes the catch at the 10.
That was a great adjustment on the part of Barrios. He was looking over his left shoulder. The ball was thrown the opposite, and he made a move to it and was able to catch the football. Ball's inside the 10 or near the 10.
Barrios.
That was a nice job by
reception.
Rolka, Bob. He was able to get away from some pressure and still be able to get the ball off. Nice adjustment by Barrios.
28-yard gain, and the Lions first and goal.
Okay, simple wing set, wing right.
Comes the run blitz. Roca has room. One man to beat. Flag comes in. This may be a holding on the outside as well.
That appears what it's going to be. Usually when that flag comes from that linesman like that, it's a hold. And the Trail had 2 bodies on the 2 defenders, so somebody must have grabbed somebody.
So a penalty negates that run. Let's see how that affects this drive. Here are tonight's officials. McGonigal, Miller, Elliott, Finnegan, Blazier, and Schmidt, and Rupp.
Offense.
They've been busy here in the first quarter.
1st and 20.
Couple of options here now. If you're trail, you can still put it in the air. You have plenty of room.
It
now.
appears that it's actually 1st and goal. I don't see the chains all the way down by the goal line.
1st and goal from the 20 after the hold call.
It's going to be a sprint.
Rocca with plenty of room. To the corner, trying to hit Barrios. Sariovon is there, and it goes incomplete.
Nathan Rolko had a lot of room there on the perimeter. He might have wanted to tuck that ball and run with it, but being 1st and 20. Here we go. There's a sprint. Good protection.
See all the open room.
Yeah.
You had Barrios. If he let him just a little bit too far, he might have had him.
What happens in a situation like that, you cut off half the field, and you're only going in one direction as far as throwing the ball, and Old Forge was flowing in that direction.
So 9 seconds left in this first quarter. No score here in this Division III game of the Lackawanna Football Conference.
Okay, one back, 2-by-2 set.
Quick out from Rocca. Old Forge defense.
That was to Barrios.
Is there, Berge. That was Berge, number 21, their wide receiver.
Okay.
5 yards on the play. And that will do it. So Lackawanna Trail's knocking on the door. Can they push in the first touchdown of the night? We'll find out as quarter number 2 gets underway.
You're watching the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at Lackawanna Trail, a scoreless game. Coaches versus Cancer breakfast is coming up at Scranton Prep High School Sunday, November 6th. The guest speaker, head University of Pennsylvania coach Steve Donahue. Tickets are $20, and you can email Megan at cancer.org. And speaking of cancer, and it's really hit hard on the Old Forge sideline this year, and looks like Ryan is doing well, and Aaron Dugan's going to talk to a cancer survivor from Old Forge. Aaron?
That's right, Bob. As you mentioned, partnering with Coaches versus Cancer for so many years, you see these stories. It just affects so many people. You never like to see it hit home, and it hit home with the Old Forge community. This is Ryan Skoransky, an Old Forge sophomore. Ryan, tell us your story.
Yes, I was pretty much, my mom saw something on my leg, and she was like, we're taking you to the doctor for that. But then she asked me, does it hurt or anything? I'm like, no. They take me to the doctor. They say, oh, it might be a fatty tumor and something. So they say, all right, we'll schedule you for surgery. Then surgery goes in, they're like, yeah, no, it wasn't what they thought it was. So then the next day they say, yeah, you have Ewing sarcoma. It's a bone cancer in your leg. It's supposed to be in your leg, but I was lucky enough to get it in my soft tissue. And I'm so grateful for that it, like, if it was in my leg, I wouldn't be playing football at all. But back to my story. It was, after that, they're like, okay, you have to go through 9 months of chemo. Then we'll think about surgery after the 3rd month of chemo. Then that happens. 3 months of chemo, then it's surgery. That's it. We got past, that's where we are now. After they told me, I'm going to tell you guys good news too. They said to me, yeah, your leg's completely clean. You just need to complete chemo, and we're just going to check every year to see if it came back. And I'm so grateful and blessed to get news like that.
That's so fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling right now?
Pretty good. Stitches in your leg are kind of annoying, but besides that, I feel excellent.
But I can just tell by hanging out with you on the sidelines a little bit, you love this game. You want to get out there, don't you?
Oh, yes, I really want to get back out there. It sort of kills me every time they get to dress and I don't, but hey, I'll still support them.
So we'll see you on the field soon?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Congratulations and best of luck to you. Thank you so much for letting us know all about your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
11 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in tonight's first half. Lions 3.
Good luck to Ryan from Stan and I, of course. And as you saw, Rocca with a 27-yard field goal gives Lackawanna Trail the early lead 3-0.
Coach Jervis has a special young man playing quarterback. He kicks, plays kicks. It's a nice weapon to have.
So we'll stay right here. And speaking of, go back to Ryan a little bit. I know really hit the sophomore class very hard. Affected them emotionally. It's something. It's tough when you're 15 years old to go through something like that, especially when a friend, finds something in his leg like that.
It's especially tough, especially because of his age. You just don't see that often. It's unfortunate, and it's great news that he's on the mend and he's clear, and hopefully he'll stay that way.
Good luck to him. I know his mom and grandmother are watching tonight's game from around Old Forge, so we say shout out to them, and hopefully his team now can get back in this one. So Old Forge does a nice job at least holding them after the good field position they got, and they'll get the ball back. Surya Vaughn from around his 15. And gets past the 25 to about the 27. So what do you think Old Forge now has to do up front?
Well, they got to avoid penalties for one thing. That's what set them back a little bit. They've been able to move the ball a little bit, Bob. And, again, giving the ball to Mozaleski seems to be their point of attack.
But as a play caller for Coach Schuback, you have a freshman making a second start. You're going to be a little conservative.
Well, probably, but you've got to give the young man an opportunity to compete, and he's put him at quarterback. He's got to play the game entirely.
So to the eye they go. Mozaleski's the up back, and he's drilled by Berge, and then Baltrositis gets him for a loss.
Mozaleski's a strong runner. That was a tough tackle by Berge. He didn't wrap up, and Mozaleski was able to get back and pick up a few yards.
Coach Schuback does not hide his emotions, and he's frustrated inside.
He's done a great job at Old Forge. All the district championships and the state playoffs, and his one-loss record speaks for itself.
So back to the eye they go. Again, Mozaleski. This time a couple yards. Jordan Edwards on the stop, but third and manageable now.
Right, it was a little bit of a power play. Bob, I want to just touch base about the Coaches versus Cancer. I encourage everybody that's listening to take that opportunity very seriously and show up for that breakfast. Coaches versus Cancer has done a marvelous job for the last number of years. Andrew Kettle, of course, is the point man for that, and just need as many people to get behind that as possible.
And it actually started right here at Trail when Andrew was the coach here at Trail. One of his players had cancer and he wanted to show support, and that's where it all started 7 years ago, right here. So up for a first down goes Mozaleski. So Old Forge looks like they might have things going past the 40.
That's great vision by Brendan. He headed for the right side of the Old Forge line and cut it back to the left. You'll see it here. That's what you want out of your backs. People that have vision, see that little space where you can pick up some positive yardage.
It's all going to come down, I really think, to the offensive line for Old Forge. They can give Mozaleski running room, they'll have success.
It's a tough runner. I mean, there's not a lot of space there, and he manages to squeeze through the A gap to the right of the center and picks up 5 yards practically.
Puts his head down, and he's going to run over some people.
He's only a junior, I believe, right?
Yep. He is only a junior. So they'll go to the split backs, and they go back to the eye. Yep. Little quick out on the flat of Cariotti, and a couple yards.
It'll be third and about 3.
Third and short, and I think that's where, if you're Old Forge, that's what you want. You don't need anything over 3rd and 5.
Just as we said in the pregame, Bob, Mozaleski's got to carry this team offensively. There's no question about that. He certainly could use a little bit of help, though, in terms of the passing game.
Well, Cariotti out there, if they can get him the ball, he does have some experience, and he is a good runner. Back to the power. Head down, first down, up past the 50. First time for the Blue Devils in trail territory at the 48.
slashing runner to his left on that particular play. He's got great acceleration.
Not a tall kid, just
No, not at all.
He's listed at 5'10", but I walked out with him. He's not 5'10", he's more like 5'8".
Well, you could see that play, again, it was headed to the right, and he made a quick stutter step and broke back to the left side of the offensive line.
So first opportunity for Old Forge. Zaleski tripped up.
Number 11.
Yeah, we've called his name a couple times. Edwards, the sophomore, loses a yard on that. At a certain point, you probably have to change things just a hair, like do that little pass out. Or really the Lions defense knows what's going to happen.
Well, they'll put more and more people in the box, and they've got to try to keep some balance. Old Forge does, that is.
On that first pass to Rios in the beginning of the game, he was open. The freshman quarterback just couldn't get him the ball. He underthrew it. Rios made a nice catch, come back. This time they pitch it. Zaleski has running room, and he's off. Down the sidelines, touchdown, Old Forge. Zaleski, 47 yards.
He showed great speed on that play, Bob. It's going to be interesting to see what happened on the perimeter there. I think, let's see if somebody was cut. No, it wasn't. Number 7 just dove and missed. There's a block there.
Good block on the outside from one of the wide receivers.
Right, exactly.
Zaleski, quicker than he looks.
You don't want that corner coming up and diving. You got to stay on your feet and just hope that the rest of the posse gets there.
Looks like they're going to go for two. Cariotti has it. He's rushed, picks up a block, has room, and he'll go in for the 2-point conversion. So Cariotti, the backup quarterback who started all season until last week, gets the 2-point conversion, and it's 8-3. Old Forge, 7:13 remaining in the second quarter. We'll take a break. Things are heating up here in Factoryville.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for watching live high school football tonight on MyTV WQMY. I'm Erin Dugan, hanging out with the Lackawanna Trail Band. This is Matthew Kinback, one of the members. Now, I heard you guys coming in. You're pretty good. Talk to me about what's coming up at halftime.
Oh, we have our halftime show. The theme this year is The Incredibles, and we'll be performing that on the field.
Awesome. And you have a competition coming up. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the competition is tomorrow at Pittston area. We will be performing at 6:30.
So you have some other talents as well. Talk to me about some of the athletics that you do here.
Well, right now I'm in cross-country season. We're having a pretty good season. We have districts in about 3 weeks up at Lakeland, and we're looking forward to that.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. Bob?
Thank you, Aaron. And cross-country season, of course, winding down. Districts will be coming up, as you mentioned, and a lot of the fall sports. Can't believe we're already in week 7 of high school football. We were talking about that before the game stand.
Yeah, it really is. The season goes by very, very quickly. Each week presents a new challenge for all of these teams in the Lackawanna League.
Yeah, we're already talking about the playoffs coming up about 4 weeks. So a couple more games. Old Forge moved down the field. Well, Zaleski right to an up man. And they bring it up to midfield, and that Lackawanna Trail will have very good field position.
Bob, last week, Brendan Zaleski carried the ball 30 times. He's well on his way in this game to perhaps surpass that. And as we said, again, he's the horse. He's carrying this offensive team.
Impressive drive, though. 8 plays, 73 yards. Took a lot of time off the clock, and did it mostly on the ground. Only one pass.
That's their game plan. And again, as you said earlier, there's only so much trust that you put into a freshman quarterback.
Trail, let's see if they can respond. Huff Smith, he powers through. Speaking of fullbacks, and he goes up for 5. So Trail inside Blue Devil territory, and it looks like he might be shaken up with an ankle.
I think his shoe
came off.
That's a little trap. It's called a down trap. The play side guard pulls, kicks out the edge defender.
So
Trail is, excuse me, Bob. Trail is still running their wing T concept. Steve has been running that for quite a bit of time since he's been here at Lackawanna Trail, and it's been very effective for him.
Steve Jervis' 8th season. This is Gillespie outside. He'll be close to a first down. 3rd and short on the way. One thing about Trail, they had all their skilled players coming back, and they have multiple weapons, and they use them.
And as we talked before the game, only one of their offensive linemen is a senior. They have 2 juniors and 2 sophomores. So things look good for Trail. There you can see it was a split side sweep that they ran. Guards pulled on it. Again, one of the typical wing T type plays.
Gillespie, 242 yards this year, averages over 4.5 per carry. Barrios nowhere to go. The defense stands him up. So a 4th down call coming up for Lackawanna Trail.
It was the same play, different results. Looks like
someone was underneath there. I
That's
couldn't
right.
tell who it was.
Tell. It's
one of the linebackers maybe came up or couldn't get a number. So 4th down call now coming up for the Lions. Let's see what they want to do. They still have all their timeouts left.
Are they waiting for the clock to expire, the 25-second
Roca,
clock?
I think they will call timeout as Roca stands next to his coach. So 5:02 remaining here. And we'll take a quick timeout. Old Forge leads this one by 5. Tomlinson Floral and Gift wishes the Old Forge Blue Devils good luck tonight. Tomlinson Floral has been specializing in weddings, funerals, parties, and special events for over 43 years. Like us on Facebook, call us, visit us online, or stop in. Tomlinson Floral and Gift. Nice moon hovering over Factoryville tonight, and a beautiful fall evening. Stan, doesn't get any better than this when you're looking in October.
Exactly, 7 weeks into the season, and the weather's almost July-like. Wonder what we're going to see here from Coach Jervis. Is he going to punt it, or are they going to go for it?
Well, he had extra
Ball's on
time.
43.
Yep, some extra time to make the call. Really, they could go either way because they are well balanced. Let's see if they just try to throw one up maybe for Berge. Berge's going to be closest to us, number 21. And Roca will be...
Well, they're not in a punt formation.
No, might be a quick kick.
I think he's going to sprint in this direction and come this way.
Roca back, out into the flat to Berge, and Berge gets the low catch. They call it complete, and he's at the 35 and a first down for the Lions.
That was a nice route by Berge. He ran a little bit of a comeback towards the sideline, got down low, got his hands under the ball. That's a nice job by Berge. He is their go-to guy as far as the receiver's concerned.
Yeah, 17 catches on the season so far. After that one, he does have an interception tonight. So Trail on the move. Started with good field position right at midfield.
Waggle.
Berge over the middle trying to hit his tight end, but the defense is right there. Suryavong. Gillespie was the intended receiver.
That's an interesting call on first down. It's something that I like to do when I was coaching. It's defense expects you to run the football because that's what first down is supposed to be about in high school.
And Wendy's key to the game for Trail, stay balanced, and that's what we're seeing.
And again, it was good defense by the Old Forge Blue Devils.
So a couple passes in a row, one for the first down. Let's see if they go back to that running game. They give it to Huff Smith. First man through, just a minimal gain.
Trail was in an unbalanced line that time to the left. They overloaded the left and simply ran the ball. Let's see what it was. It was simply a dive to Gillespie, I believe, right?
Yep. So Trail started the season with a shutout win. Excuse me, last week they shut out Carbondale 37-0. They started the season against Mid-Valley with a 26-14 win. They've beaten Holy Cross Northwest. They've lost to Lakeland and Dunmore, 2 powerhouses in Division III. Set up a screen.
Oh, it's
they
wide
have
open.
room. Flag comes in. Hook makes a great stop on Hussmith. If not, he would have been gone to the end zone.
Superb effort by the Ian Hook.
Initial calls a holding against the Lions.
Well, they're going to take this penalty.
Yeah. Be 4th down on the way or 3rd and long.
Holding. Offense. Decline.
Nope, they're going to decline
Fourth
it, so they're
down.
going to make them do a call on 4th down. Ball's just placed outside the 30 to the 31. A little out of the range for Roca. He does have a good leg, but here's this play again, Coach.
Well, you expect your athletes to be able to make plays on key downs, and there you can see, I guess that was the hold. Didn't seem like much of a hold to me, but great play by the defender, Ian Hook.
So 4th down, 3:22 remaining in this half.
Okay, again, a 2-by-2 set, shotgun, single back.
Roca can run, and he is stopped. Great defense by King Shaquem Rose, also Wilcox in there, and Sawyervong. And the Blue Devils hold on as trail at excellent position. Here it is again.
Yeah, you can see him scramble. He's looking in just great pursuit on the part of Old Forge's rush. Trevor Brown didn't get much penetration, but that worked to his advantage that time.
And King just knocked him down enough. King Rose. So Old Forge holds, they get the ball back. They have a 5-point lead.
3-by-1.
Coach Schuback's going to call his timeout.
With 3:08 to go, Bob, with the lead, kind of deep in your own territory, you going to throw it or you going to run it?
I'm going to keep running because it worked the last time. You broke off Mozaleski.
Now, I'm sure Trail is going to hope to keep the score at this point. They get the ball to start the second half.
So we haven't seen much. This is our Tomlinson, Floral, and Gift impact players. If they do throw, we've got to watch out Cariotti against Moylan Baltricitis. Cariotti only has 1 catch so far, but he could be a threat if they use him.
I'm just wondering how much the interception cost the young man to play quarterback as far as throwing the ball down the field. The other pass they threw was a safe one. It was just a short pass.
I think that was just a great play by Berge. I think it was the first pass when he had Rios going down the sideline, and he underthrew it. Maybe a little nerves there.
Right.
You know, go back to this power game.
Well, again, here's 3-by-1 set.
You never know Coach Schuback, though. He's going to go right to the air. He doesn't listen to anybody. Jones chases, and they sack him behind the line of scrimmage.
That was number 81.
81 sack cost. The sophomore takes down the freshman. A loss of about 7. And let's see now if Coach Jervis is going to call timeout. First sack of the night for Trail. Here you see it again.
Yeah, he's back in the pocket. Then Jones gets a pressure.
It looked like Mozaleski was trying to pick up Jones, which a little bit of a mismatch.
Quarterback draw.
Yep. And Stasi up. Let's see if Coach Jervis wants to call it. He does. There's a timeout.
Thomas Kohinski did a nice job at filling that hole that time on the quarterback draw.
3rd and long on the way. This is the right thing to do, right, Coach? You want to get the ball back.
Absolutely.
Especially if you have that kind of passing game.
I'm a little surprised that Old Forge took this approach in this particular set of downs with the lead.
reliable, honest, affordable. Falcon Oil of Blakely is committed to maintaining the lowest prices for home heating oil in northeastern Pennsylvania. For the best price guarantee, call 570-383-3257. Check out the latest promotions at falconoilpa.com. Bob Ide, Stan Kaharski, Aaron Dugan. We are at Lions Pride Stadium in Factoryville. A small school battle between the two teams that tussled it out last year for the Class A District 2 championship. Probably both expected to be back there again, but Old Forge in third place currently in the standings needs this win tonight. They may be on the outside looking in if Northwest can pull off a couple of upsets.
Here we go, third and about 12 or 13 yards, Bob. Let's see what the call is going to be.
You don't need your freshman quarterback to win the game, but you don't want him to lose it either.
A 2x2 set in the shotgun.
Stasi looking, surveying, has plenty of time, then runs right into the rush. Koss got him again. The line couldn't hold. Also looks like Ellsworth got him. Sean Gregory Ellsworth, the senior. Here we go again.
This is a coverage sack, Bob. I mean, Anastasi was back in the pocket, looking. Nothing must have been open, so he takes the sack.
2 sacks on the drive. Timeout called by Lackawanna Trail again. They'll get good field position. Maybe even go after the punt. Plenty of time left. 5-point lead for Old Forge. They got that on a Mozaleski touchdown. Trail scored on a 27-yard field goal in the first quarter. That's where we stand right now. A year ago in that championship game, it was all Old Forge, 49-14. In fact, 10 straight times the Blue Devils have beat Trail, but best Lions team in years have an opportunity here to knock off Old Forge. Let's see what they can do. They get the ball back. Baltricitis is right near midfield for this punt. Trail's going to play it safe. Low kick, and this should.
Good bounce.
Yep, got a bounce. So plenty of room though. An opportunity now for Trail at their own 48-yard line. 1:56 remaining. No timeouts, but the clock does stop on a first down. And they can get a field goal. So a weapon, Roca, even with his leg.
Well, the fact that they called timeout, they wanted the ball back. They've got it in decent field position. I would imagine they're going to air it out a little bit during this series.
Well, they have Koss. He has 3 catches. He's a big tight end. Berge, Gillespie can catch it. Huffsmith out of the backfield as well. So they go to the shotgun. There's Coach Jervis. Here comes the blitz. Huffsmith has room. He breaks out and pounds people. Huffsmith up to the 30-yard line.
Great call by the Lions. Open up the set, 2x2, just ran a draw-like play. Huffsmith, that was his best run of the night. There it is, short snap, powerful. There's stiff arms, lowers his center of gravity, just runs over the tackler.
Roca gonna go downfield. Edwards in and out of his hand. He had him, and Edwards dropped it. So how powerful is Huffsmith? As you see a direct snap, he puts his head down, runs over Suryavong.
That's a great run, great effort. Picks up another 6 or 7 yards, dropping his center of gravity.
5'10", 230-pound senior is Huffsmith. Last year he rushed for 702 yards and 6 touchdowns. So now here, just over 90 seconds to play. A second down on the way.
Plenty of time for the Lions.
Roca with a lot of time back there. He's going to go to Baltricitis. It's knocked away by Suryavong. I think the fans wanted an interference, maybe a little grab there.
Big third down here. Again, Rolka comes out of the pocket, throws a nice ball. Nice play by the Old Forge defender. I don't know if he had his left arm around the receiver.
And referee was right there. So 2 downs to get 1. This is another direct snap to Huffsmith. Same play as before. Picks up about 9. So 4th down on the way. Yep.
Still a lot of time.
Almost in field goal range. He already made a 27-yarder. He had a 28-yarder coming in. Here we look at Huffsmith again. Nice runner. Draw, and right there, the Blue Devils.
Too much penetration.
Trevor Brown.
And number 80.
Big number 63 shoots in, and
Levi
Kenya. So the quick snap, and big number 63 is right there.
He's a big young man. There is a size differential, as we noted earlier. Wilcox, Brown.
So twice tonight, Old Forge has been able to stop Trail. The Lions did get a field goal out of that first time, and right there with good field position, no points on the board. Back to the ground, as you might expect for the Blue Devils to run this clock out. Trail will get the opening kick of the third quarter, trailing by 5 right now. Coming up at the half, we'll take a look at the Williamsport football team, and we'll also have an interview with both superintendents from both schools, and there's a story behind that. Aaron Dugan will have that on the field at halftime.
Bob, as we spoke before the game, you thought that this was going to be a low-scoring game on the part of both teams, and you've been correct at this particular point.
You would think Old Forge, that's the way they want it. They don't want to let
Absolutely.
the Lions open it up.
That's going to be the end of the half. Hard-fought half, both teams.
And Trail had their opportunities. They had 2 times they were inside Old Forge territory, and the Blue Devils defense held.
And 2 passes that might have been caught.
Yep. So that will do it. The Blue Devils put up the only touchdown of the half, and they lead this one 8-3 as we're going to go to the break. Coach Schubach's going to talk to his team before he goes off, so I don't know if that will give Aaron an opportunity to talk to Mike or not, but he's going to talk to them before they go off. So, Coach, your quick thoughts on the first half before we get to Coach Schubach?
Again, just some mistakes on the part of both teams, opportunities to score that didn't reach fruition. Hard-fought game. Both lines, offensively and defensively, are playing at a stalemate at this particular point. The difference in this game has been Mozaleski. There's no question. He's run with tremendous intensity, and of course, he had 1 touchdown call back, and he had a great run on the other one. So just as we said, he was going to be the guy that was going to carry the Old Forge offense, and up to this point he has been.
And he is with Aaron. What does he have to say?
Coach, a nice play by Mazleski to get some life into the offense, but I'm sure you'd like to see more from them.
Yeah, you know, they're doing a good job of reducing down on the weak side and things like that with their ends. They're playing tough. Had a touchdown call back. I think we weren't set. A couple kids got confused with the formation, but that'll happen. Overall, we're good. We're happy with our defense. 2 big stops. Kid has a big leg. He made a great kick, but you know, I think overall, I don't think it was an interception. I think it was dropped in the end zone, kind of stalled, and kids got upset about it. But it is what it is. We'll take it in a half. It's another half football.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Bob?
Thank you, Aaron, and we'll get back to you shortly. So the score at the half, Old Forge leads Trail 8-3. We'll have our halftime show coming up, and then Stan and I will be back with highlights from the first half. You're watching live high school football, the rivalry of the week on MyTV.
You're watching the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome back to Lions Pride Stadium. You're watching live high school football right here on MyTV WQMY. Old Forge 8, Lackawanna Trail 3 at the half. I'm Aaron Dugan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I have 2 special guests now with a very unique relationship. We'll get into that. We have the 2 superintendents from both schools tonight, Matt Rakowskis from Lackawanna Trail and John Rashevsky from Old Forge. Matt, let's talk to you first. Fill us in a little bit about your relationship.
Well, first of all, I'd like to wish the student athletes good luck tonight in the second half between these two rivals, Old Forge and Lackawanna Trail. But Mr. Rashevsky and I have been known each other for quite some time, as he's currently the superintendent at Old Forge and myself at Lackawanna Trail. But we are both graduates of Old Forge High School in the late 80s, 1990 for John. We both played football at Old Forge, and both of us have worked both at Lackawanna Trail and at Old Forge. So it's a neat relationship. We've known each other for a long time, and it's a good rivalry.
Yeah, you could definitely feel that. You guys doing a little bit of chitter chatter before the game. You still feel that rivalry?
Most definitely. In fact, all week I've been sending Mr. Rakoskis some pictures. We were firing up the football team, and I just wanted to let him know that Old Forge was ready to play, and we're going to put a nice game together, planned for the game tonight.
And as we talked about before, it is a natural rivalry with these two schools. Why is that?
Well, I used to be the high school principal, as Mr. Rakoskis was, and one of the things that would happen is Old Forge football, Old Forge basketball, Old Forge and trail, also baseball and softball. We'd always find ourselves in District 2 championships, and it always seemed to happen. And now we have a rivalry that just is real. And it's not proximity, but it's more about our classifications.
And definitely a rivalry with the kids, but you enjoy this as well, don't you?
I sure do. Yeah, it's great. And any time there's an athletic rivalry, it's great. Tonight, you look at all the student athletes, you see what's really good about public education in Pennsylvania, the football players on the field, the cheerleaders, the band, and the marching unit. This is what it's all about. So real exciting. And again, wishing both teams a lot of luck tonight.
So you got a football in your hand there. I know that you guys, you want to play a little catch, don't you, for old time's sake?
We'll see. I'd like to see if Mr. Rakoskis still has that spiral in him.
I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
I think so.
All right, here we go. Let's go to break. You guys go long. Let's see if he still got it. And, oh, that's a touchdown. Oh, that is a penalty, sir. Thank you so much for watching high school football. Thank you guys for joining us. You still got it.
You're watching the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.
Clouds starting moving over Lions Pride Stadium in the daytime, and by the time we got to nightfall, nice crowd and enjoying a great game in Lackawanna Football Conference. We're going to turn around and introduce ourselves. I'm Bob Ide, Stan Kaharski, and we're enjoying a small school high school football game on a beautiful October evening. And Stan, 8-3, one touchdown in that first half, pretty much as we expected.
It is. You've got two tough teams. Numbers are about the same, size a little bit differential, but they're both playing very, very hard. This game means a lot to both teams.
They absolutely do. Let's take a look at the first quarter highlights, and we'll check those out. And, it was mostly trail in that first quarter. We'll see Mozaleski. This is the touchdowns, I think. That's the Mozaleski with a nice couple of runs. And this drive, this is the interception, and that negated. Old Forge had a nice drive going, and then Trail put something together.
Again, Rolka has some mobility. That was a nice adjustment by Barrios.
They would have got you get a field goal on that into the second quarter, and here's the field goal by Roca, 27 yards, and that gave them a 3-0 lead, 11:48 to play. But then it was the number 4 show, and he put on a show in that second quarter.
That was a great run. You watched him just biding his time, looking for that hole, and he was able to accelerate and just run away from the defenders of the Trail defense.
And a little trickery on that 2-point conversion. That's the score, 8-3. And then as time winded down, that was the first down. And then the Old Forge defense held after good run by Huffsmith, his biggest run of the half. But then we had a little trickery of ourselves. The two superintendents trying to get into it. And we'll have to see if that plays out. A bunch of nut jobs going at it on the field, and that's where we stand. Both teams are out. We're getting set for the third quarter. Lackawanna Trail will receive the opening kick of this third quarter. And it's been a good defensive show by Old Forge so far. Just 90 total yards of offense for Trail. 47 on the ground, 43 through the air. 89 total yards for Old Forge. Most of that on the ground, but 2 for 3, the freshman, and he's done okay. They haven't put him in a bad position except that one long interception that first quarter.
Which was questionable.
Which he dropped, which wouldn't have been If we had a replay, which we don't, would have been an incomplete pass. So,
Bob, do you have the stats on how many carries Huffschmidt has had?
no, I don't on Huffschmidt. We'll find out, but I can tell you 14 carries for Mozaleski. Huffschmidt, I think he's under 5. He did not carry it a lot in that first half, a lot. They used Gillespie a bunch of times and Rios on an end. But I would think the penalties and the Old Forge Blue Devil defense, that was the story of the first half. Not sure what they're waiting for, but we're trying to get the teams on the field, get this second half underway. And let's talk about adjustments. So, Trail, what do you adjust?
Well, offensively, they've got to sustain a drive. And again, I don't know if Huffsmith has carried the ball a number of times for him to be effective. Maybe it has a lot to do with Old Forge's defense, but again, they've got to get some balance, and he's got to get more touches, in my opinion.
And on the opposite side, if you're Old Forge, you get the ball and you're up, you just keep running it, right?
I'm going to keep feeding number 4.
Keep feeding 4. Well, 4 is going to kick it off for Old Forge. That is Mozaleski. He's left-footed, as is Huffsmith, and then he does a nice kick. Actually goes by both players, goes into the end zone, and will go back for a touchback. So one way to keep Trail off the board, keep the special teams down, and they'll get the ball at the 20-yard line. Roca comes out. He's a 6'3", 195-pound sophomore. He had a nice first half, threw the ball a lot, doesn't have a touchdown.
It'll be interesting to see what this first series looks like as far as any adjustments on the part of Coach Jervis.
Well, they're going to stay in that single wing offense. We know that much, but they can throw out of that. They always talk about this first possession of the third quarter. How important is it as a coach?
It's very important. You want to establish some type of momentum. But again, you still have 24 minutes.
Quick to Huffsmith. He's ridden down by Rose. Minimal gain, and Aaron Dugan had a chance to talk to Coach Jervis. And Aaron, what did he have to say?
Well, he said he wants to focus on 3 big areas in the second half. He wants to protect his quarterback a little better. He said they're not doing a good enough job up front. He also wants to get the running game going a little more. Most importantly, defensively, he said that we got to tackle number 4. He knows the big play capabilities that he has, and he really wants to contain that running game from Old Forge.
Thank you, Aaron. Roca to the gun. Little jet sweep to Barrios, and just minimal gain, about 2 yards. Out to the 25.
See, this play is not really a speed sweep because he's so far removed from the line of scrimmage. He needs 4 or 5 yards just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as opposed to just coming right behind the center and getting the ball.
So essentially, it's a reverse, or
it's
like
just it's a part of the wing. It's a weak side sweep on the part of the wing back.
Roca to the gun.
They sprint this way.
He drops the ball, and he has time. He wings it out. He has Berge wide open. Berge makes the catch inside Blue Devil territory at the 45, and he has stand and wait. The secondary for Old Forge missed that totally.
You don't think that was a planned play, do you?
No,
Bob?
no. Look at it again.
That's a lot of poise for a sophomore quarterback.
32 yards on the play, longest pass play of the night for the Lions, and they're in business once again in Blue Devil territory. Been there twice tonight, have not scored but a field goal. This is Gillespie forward for about 4.
The offensive line of Lackawanna Trail's having a tough time moving those big Brown and Wilcox.
This could be a preview of the Class A championship, and Northwest has something to say about that. They're leading Hanover at halftime. It's a bigger school. They play in a bigger division down there. Again, Old Forge lost to Hanover first game of the year, 10-7. Roca the fake, gonna go down the middle again to Berge. He's got him. I think they just got a hand in as Matsko was back there, the junior, or it would have been a touchdown for the Lions.
Nathan Roca threw that ball right on the money. Good play by the defender. Be able to knock that ball out of Berge's hands.
A couple times Berge, though, has gotten behind the secondary. So they come back out on third down.
Well, they're in two-down territory, I think, Bob.
Rocco, pressure, gets out of it. He goes long again. Has Berge.
Oh, no, there may be a hole.
There's the flag. Referee called out a couple of things, but the flag is down. He was reaching for it. And that was the freshman Anastasi back there on defense.
He may get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well.
Jerry McGonigal is our referee. Pass interference against the Blue Devils. So at that time, a penalty helps Trail. It hurts the Old Forge. Looks good at it again.
Again, he finds some space. Well, listen, as a secondary player, if you're beat like that near the goal line, maybe that's the best thing you can do is interfere with it.
Yeah, because it's just a 15-yard
penalty.
So they don't get the ball at the 10 or the 5. So Old Forge has a chance to play a little defense. So the ball goes inside the 25-yard line at the 24. Trail's been down here a couple times, but no touchdowns to show for it.
Rocco's shown a lot of ability to move out of the pocket when he's getting some pressure. And again, for a sophomore, that shows tremendous poise.
Got good size, and he has shown that poise because Old Forge has gotten.
Okay, he's split out as a receiver.
Baltrasitis goes in at the quarterback position. He's in the shotgun. As Coach mentioned, Rocco's off to the left. Baltrasitis is going to just try to get a block, and he's belted by Mozaleski. He got about 3 yards, and he met number 4.
And he went backwards. That was a great tackle by Brendan.
Helmet to helmet. But call it about a 1 yard gain. And I know Baltrasitis is going to feel that. Rocco goes back to the quarterback position. Opening drive, third quarter. Trail is down by 5. They only have 3 points. Barrios tries that sweep, but Hook is there. He's knocked down at the 30. Loss of 5. The defense is coming up big for the Blue Devils.
I think that again, it's a tough thing when you're running east and west. You got to get those shoulders turned towards the goal line. In that case, he didn't even have an opportunity to do that.
So once again, the Lions cannot find the end zone. They keep going the wrong way. Third and long. Ball right at the 30.
Looks like Old Forge might be in a cover 2.
5 out. Rocco going to go long. It's underthrown, and it's intercepted. Suryavong off the tip. The Blue Devils hold the Lions again, and they'll have the ball at the 15-yard line. I didn't see who got an initial hand on it. It was underthrown, trying to hit Baltrasitis. Here we look at it again, Coach.
He was well covered.
Anastasi was down there, and Suryavong
That's one of the
Pulled it
things you
down.
teach your defensive backs to do. When that ball's thrown, you run to the ball. If he hadn't run to the ball, he never would have gotten that tipped interception.
A little underthrown again, and I mean, he kind of had to lead him a little bit more, and he couldn't get the arm out there.
You know, Bob, it's tough to pass when everybody knows you're going to pass.
Yeah, that's right.
People don't understand how difficult it is for quarterbacks.
Doubles, whole lot of movement, flags in. We'll see if someone moves on the line of scrimmage.
That should be an offside.
Yeah, it should be. We'll see, though. So Anastasi's penalty was actually pretty big because on
Dead
the
ball
hold,
foul.
there's
Encroachment.
offside. On the hold, they
Still first down.
gave him field position, but the defense held. He might have negated a touchdown with the penalty.
Absolutely.
Again, Trail hasn't beaten the Blue Devils 10 straight times. Mozaleski tries to get the end. Couple yard gain, but it was 1st and 5. Coach Schuback calling the plays to his freshman. Would think it's going to be another run. Oh, Ford's looking to put a long drive together.
Yes, they need to use that clock as best they possibly can. But again, the Lions have run them to the football. They know they've got a gang tackle, number 4. Mozaleski's very tough to bring down.
Back to the I formation. It's been successful. Mozaleski built it as Huffsmith meets number 4. So a bunch of 4s going at it.
Again, great fill by Thomas Huffsmith.
Because of the penalty, now it's 3rd and short.
It's a nice job. Nobody blocked him. Managed to fill that A gap.
Mozaleski has the room, breaks through into the secondary. He has the first down, up past the 30 to the 31. And I think he might be a little bit banged up.
Might have a cramp.
Not as cool as you might think. Some humidity in the air.
There he goes again. Tough to stop. Again, after first contact, he still manages to pick up extra yardage.
Boltrositis grabbed him by the legs, gave him a little pull at the end. So no play clocks here. We'll have to rely on the referee. Freshman wings it out to Mozaleski. He's got him in the flat. Mozaleski makes the catch up past the 45. Pickup of 16.
Little play action on first down. It was a power pass. They moved Mozaleski to the fullback position, and he just bled out to the sidelines.
Nice safe pass. That's
It
what you
is.
want.
And they had 2 receivers that side that cleared out the secondary.
Big hit. Someone over there, number 5, Moyle, took the big pound as they gave the ball off to number 23. That's Liebler, Don Liebler, the senior. Couple big hits there.
The Blue Devils are playing with a great deal of passion. You can just see that they're coming off the football, running very hard.
They maybe feel how important this game is. Who is number 23? Where did he come from?
Sometimes it's the next man up.
It might be. I don't know where Mozaleski is. He's coming back in. He took a little breather, but a couple of huge runs from the senior.
Some players just look for an opportunity. They step up and they surprise coaches at times.
Leapier is listed as a wide receiver. He is a senior, though. He's taking a couple hard hits. He comes back out. Nope, he's going to stay in. Well, coach is looking for some passion on this team and a couple of hard runs. Mozaleski goes to the fullback position in the eye. Leapier again, and this time he's belted by Huffsmith. So they're starting to pound out there. Tempers are starting to get a little heated down on the field.
This is typical Old Forge football here. They're just going to come right at you.
Late flag. You saw a couple players going at it. Unsportsmanlike on both sides. Well, I think that's more of a warning than anything.
It is.
Don't penalize each side, but maybe just warn them. They are
well,
coaches.
The officials certainly don't want this game to get out of hand.
They are being warned. That's what Coach Jerry McGonigal, you see him in there, pointing to both sides. That is how important this game is. One of these teams could be on the sidelines in the district championship. Maz up inside trail territory, down to the 35-yard line.
There haven't been many plays that he hasn't had positive yardage. And again, the yardage that he achieves after he's hit is pretty impressive.
Those yak yards. I love the yards after carry. Leap year, this time Huffsmith reads it, and the ball's on the turf. It looks like Old Forge
got it back.
Yep. Old Forge shoots in.
Number 51, Matt Evans recovered that.
That was a big break for the Blue Devils. What a hit by
Just
Huffsmith,
a toss
though.
play, yep. He's attacking the line of scrimmage. He's impressive as a defensive backer.
He's good speed and good size for 44.
Okay, they're going to punt.
They're going to turn the field over. Mozaleski's the punter. Let's see if they fake or go. Left. He has a nice leg. Baltrusidis lets it roll, and look, he does. It rolls right into the end zone.
Baltrusidis, that's a smart move, letting that ball go into the end zone.
3:25. Things are heating up here in Factoryville. We'll take a break. We come back. The Lackawanna Trail has the ball.
You're watching the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at Lions Pride Stadium. Nice crowd on hand and a cool October night. Old Forge leads Lackawanna Trail by 5. Trail, coach, 9 plays, eat up a lot of clock, turn the field over, so a win for them, if anything.
Absolutely. The Lions need to go 80 yards.
Pass out to Berge, breaks one tackle and can't hit another. Minimal gain, make it about 3 yards on that.
Somebody's down for Old Forge.
I think it's. We have an injured Old Forge player. Time now to find out where Aaron is.
Hey Bob, I'm over here in the Lackawanna Trail student section. This is Madison Lee. She just had quite the honor. Tell us about it.
I was just recently announced as the Lackawanna Trail Scholar of the Year, and it's a honor that students across in the area, they are chosen from one school in the various areas, and basically it's just for my academic achievements.
Fantastic, and you have a lot of other stuff going on as well. You're a busy lady.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I'm a varsity field hockey player and a varsity softball player. I'm president of our student council and treasurer of my senior class, and I'm also involved with the Envirothon team.
It's a long list.
Yeah.
So tell me about your student section tonight, obviously supporting breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, we're honoring breast cancer this month since October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Grace here leads a lot of fundraisers at our elementary school for breast cancer awareness.
Grace, we talked a little bit off camera about the fundraiser that you do. Why don't you tell our viewers about that?
Well, we run a school-wide fundraiser since 2008. It's called Pink Paws for a Cause. We raise money selling T-shirts and having an elementary school dance, and it all goes to Susan G. Komen Foundation, American Cancer Society. Last night was our dance, and we raised over $3,000. So that's actually going back to the school this year, which is really exciting, and it's a new step in our future.
Fantastic. Great job. Congratulations, and have fun tonight, guys.
Well, those girls are very busy here at Lackawanna Trail. A lot going on at the high school. And injured player for Old Forge was Earl Talarico, the 5'10 senior, walked off. He was a linebacker. So on the field, second down for the Lions. Rocco going to go back. Has time. He's looking long again. Bochasitis is double covered. And there's a flag. Bochasitis better watch. He's doing a lot of talking out there. His ball underthrown. Let's see what the call is before we make any judgment, Coach. What do you think?
Tough call. Didn't appear to me that the Old Forge defender interfered.
They're going to call it against the Blue Devils. Well, the Old Forge faithful don't like that one. A little bit underthrown. Let's see it again.
There he goes. Let's see if there's any contact.
Well, they could say Anastasi's not looking back at the ball. That's not really a play in high school.
No, not at all.
And it was underthrown. Botrasitis, I think, got a break. So it was underthrown.
Both
He
the
was going back.
defender, the defender and the receivers are using their hands. It's a no call.
So Old Forge calls a timeout. I don't think Coach Schuback is too happy about that, and I think he wants to find some referees. Discuss it a little bit. So with 2:52 in the third, things are heating up here in Factoryville on both sides. Let's take a look at the remaining schedules for the Lions for the season. After this Saturday game next week, they'll go to Susquehanna, and then they have a tough one at Riverside, and they'll end with a rivalry game up at Montrose on October 28th. There's Coach Jervis, and Coach has had a long career of high school. Back in 1997, started as a volunteer intern at Kings and was a head coach at Trail, was a head coach at Tunkhannock, 23 and 39 from 2001 and 2007. And he's always taken his teams to the playoffs. Took the Tigers of Tunkhannock to the District 2 AAA playoffs in 2006 and Eastern Conference playoffs the year after. And then headed to Trail here in 2009. He's 44 and 38 overall.
Bob, on that last play, that was a safety that came over. And Old Forge is sitting in a 3 deep, and curious as to why the safety came all the way over there. Rolko needs to look him off. He needs to look him off if he wants to go into the middle of the field and force him to go one side away from where he wants to throw the football. As you can see it here, they're in their 3 deep.
They go back to the ground. This is Gillespie, the other running back. He's got room. He barrels out to near midfield. Gain of 10 for James Gillespie.
Again, as Coach Jervis said, he needed to get that run game going, and this was a good effort. Again, nothing more than a sweep. The guards are pulled. Both of them get blocks. Gillespie finishes off the run.
Surya Vaughn with the saving tackle. The ball right at midfield. The chains move. So let's see if this is the drive the Trail gets a touchdown on. Trailing by 5. That was the score at the half.
Same play.
Yep. Gillespie with a couple of blockers.
Same
Powell
result.
Through 12 yards for Gillespie. Up inside the 40 to the 37. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Here we look at it again, Coach. As you said, same
again,
play.
Same sweep. Guards get out, get their hats on defenders, same result. Both teams are getting a little chippy, Bob. They've got to control their emotions a little bit. They don't want to get a stupid penalty.
The Lions must see something on that outside, coach, that they like, instead of taking it inside on the big tackles. This is Huffsmith.
Again, just a belly play to the left. Picked up about 4 yards.
Trying to wear that Old Forge defense down. Of course, all these players go both ways. I mean, that's not an issue.
Trail, I know, started with eight players playing on both sides of the football.
Both teams in the Class A of District 2, both fighting for that playoff spot. Only 2 to be had. Championship game is the first week of November. How about again the Gillespie? Gets one block with a couple stiff arms. Power running to the 30.
Bob, the Old Forge defense for some reason is not establishing a corner. They're simply blocking down with both the wingback and the tight end, and the guards are pulling and just leading them up into that hole.
So
here it goes again. Watch the guards leave. There they go. There's the down blocks. They pin Mozaleski.
Well, Ford's going to change things up to get Wilcox out, bring in Kania to go on the defensive end. And they're going to measure this, and I think somebody's injured on the far sideline as they bring the chains right across. Yeah, that's who I said just went off. That was Wilcox, big Dylan Wilcox shaken up. So the measurement, I think, is going to be, a little bit short, Jerry. Thank you for the call. So a 3rd and short on the way. This drive started at their own 20 after Lackawanna Trail held. This quarter started out with a nice Lion drive, which was negated by an interception.
This is the best they've rushed the ball.
Yep.
Gillespie's done a great job, but he's had tremendous blocking on the perimeter.
They've definitely established more of a running game on this drive than, as Coach mentioned, throughout the whole
You got to give Dylan Moyle and Jacob Brim, the 2 guards, have done a great job in those 3 plays.
So we'll get the chains set back up. Next week, Old Forge, they have a tough one with Lakeland. Lakeland beating Riverside tonight. That's a key AA contest, also in Division III of the Lackawanna Football Conference. Old Forge expecting to run. They get it from Huffsmith. He barrels through, still on his feet. Huffsmith in the open. Touchdown, Lackawanna Trail, 28 yards.
Again, it was a belly play to Trail's left side of the offensive line. Number 72 did a great job of neutralizing the defender. And Tommy Huffsmith did the rest of it.
Big run from Huffsmith. They're going unbalanced. They're going to be a flag down.
Too many players.
Going to go against the Blue Devils. So they're going to stick with the people on the field. Will Trail.
We have Huffsmith,
Defense.
Barrios.
Players coming in and out for Lackawanna Trail right now. Let's see what they're going to actually go for 2, I think. So Old Forge brings on their defensive players. So with a 1-point lead, the Lions can make it a 2-point with the 2-point conversion.
Power eye.
Yep, back to the power eye. Huffsmith, and he is in. So Huffsmith gets the touchdown. He gets the 2-point conversion. And the Lions have their first lead of the night.
That was a great drive, Bob. 80 yards. It's tough to go 80 yards, especially the way they did it. For the most part, all on the rush.
6 overall plays, Coach. One of those was the penalty of 15 yards on the pass interference. And they march 80 yards, as you said, and lead this one by 3 now.
And the bulk of that yardage that they gained was by James Gillespie.
Rivalry of the Week on MyTV is presented by Wendy's. Try the best of all things bacon. Wendy's new Baconator for a limited time only at participating Wendy's.
You know, Bob, when if the game turns out the way it is at the present time, when they go and look at these films, I'm sure Coach Jervis is going to heap a lot of praise on those 2 guards in this particular drive. They did a sensational job of not only getting to the perimeter, but getting their hats on somebody and giving James Gillespie an opportunity to pick up chunks of yardage. Offensive linemen don't get enough credit.
No, they don't. And that was one of the question marks coming in for the Lions this year, and they've shored that up. Suryavong from the 15. Tries to get outside with his speed and gets the corner. Suryavong with a nice gainer up to about the 45-yard line.
Good return, showed great speed.
So Old Forge comes back out. Look for big number 74, Wilcox, if he's in there. He does. He comes back out, puts his helmet on. So we're nearing the end of the third quarter. Trail finally gets a touchdown on the board. After several chances inside Old Forge territory, they lead by 3 now. Back into the eye, Anastasi, the quarterback, the freshman underneath center.
Okay, they're in unbalanced line.
Mozaleski piles through, and still some words being exchanged by both teams out there.
Both teams know what this game's all about. They know the meaning of this game in terms of the playoffs, so they're going to play with great passion. That's what you expect from your kids as a coach.
Well, with Trail's remaining schedule, they could seal that top spot and host the championship game here. Oh, a lot of problems in the backfield. Mozaleski got that a little late. No gain on the play.
That was supposed to be, that was a little counter at the counter tray that the Redskins popularized. Both the guard and tackle on the right side pulled, and it looked a little confusion in the backfield.
So that will do it. On this play, that ends the third quarter. Lackawanna Trail, the only score of the quarter, and they lead this one by 3. Old Forge Pharmacy supports the Old Forge football team. Voted the best pharmacy in the Triborough Reader's Choice Awards. We offer free delivery, free management of your pill boxes, and all prescription insurance plans are accepted. Good luck to the Blue Devils from the Old Forge Pharmacy. Welcome back to Lions Pride Stadium, everyone. Bob Ide, Stan Kaharski, and Aaron Dugan. Here in the Lackawanna Football Conference Division III matchup between two small schools. Trail leads this one by 3. The only touchdown of the third quarter was scored by the Lions. As we start the fourth, we see Jerry McGonigal, the referee, signal an illegal procedure against Old Forge, which backs them up into their own territory at their 45, trailing.
This may change the play call from Coach Schuback. It's 3rd and 10 as opposed to 3rd and 5.
We haven't seen much of Carriotti except for that one catch. Big rush. Mozaleski broke the one tackle for Baltersidis, but couldn't get the other ones.
Barrios and Huffsmith both there. Thomas Huffsmith's had a great second half as a linebacker. We talked about him as a running back, but he's been a difference maker. You watch here on this replay. He's attacking the line of scrimmage. There he goes. plays off a block. He and Barrios.
So Baltrusidis back to receive this one at the 30. Mozaleski showed a good leg tonight. Low kick, gonna let it bounce, and it takes a Blue Devil hop, and it will go right around the 19-yard line. So Old Forge is gonna rely on that defense. Can the Lions put a nice drive together and run down some of this clock?
That was a good stop by the Lions, the Lackawanna Trail. That penalty hurt Old Forge.
Well, it should come down to this, Coach. So one quarter, you're up by 3. Two very good teams in the small division, Class A. Oh, you've been a coach. You've been a coach at Wall and Paul Pack and other at Valley View. What do you think of the new 6th division system throughout the state?
Well, it's something that's been in the discussion for more than a decade. And
we'll watch this play. Gillespie.
Same play as before.
Yep.
And I spent a lot of years in the Coaches Association. I was the president for a year and vice president and all of that. And it was done in great measure to get more teams into the playoffs, to make sure that the disparity in the quad A's was lessened, because you have a school like maybe Abington that had 500 boys, and Reading that had 2,000 boys, and just wasn't fair. So they've been going at it for quite a number of years with proposals, and we'll see how it works. Some people like it and some don't.
Yeah, it's a 2-year cycle, and then I think they might make a couple more changes, tweaks to it. This time the Blue Devil defense is there. Be 3rd and short coming up. This is now where you want to go to those big backs, Coach. You know, Huffsmith and
that was the same play that Huffsmith ran for a touchdown, just to the opposite side.
Him and Gillespie both go over the 220 mark, so this is where you're going to use some power football. Gillespie with a hole. He stayed on his feet. He would have had a lot more, but he does pick up the first down past the 30.
And guess what play that was, Bob? Same sweep.
Same sweep, yep.
Sweep right or sweep left. Old Forge has got to come up with the solution.
Look at it again. Seen it a lot of times.
Yep, there are the guards out front. They're getting a good block by the tight end, Zach Cost.
This time they give it to the first man, Huffsmith. He shoots through to the 39.
That's a complimentary play. That's that down trap. The play side guard's going to pull and kick out the defensive end, and the fullback's going to run into that C gap. So you start getting defenders conscious of that perimeter, and they start cheating out in that direction. It leaves that C gap open.
Here's Coach Jervis. All the plays. No need to put this one in the air. Here we go again. Gillespie. This time the defense is there to wrap them up. So 3rd and short on the way for the Lions, just around the 40-yard line.
Dean Nalashi did a great job of playing off his block that time. There it is. Comes up. Again, Gillespie still ran pretty hard.
Last year he had 21 tackles coming in. And interception. If you're a gambler, this is maybe you do a play action.
I don't think they'll do it.
But I don't think they're going to do it. That was going to be my point.
There's that sweep.
Yep. Gillespie tries to get the corner. He's piled up. He's going to be well short. Actually lost a yard, I think. Defense stands. 4th down on the way. They're going to send out the punt team.
Well, Notice that he had to bounce that, Bob. Instead of getting up very quickly where he had in the previous attempts, he bounced that, and that gave the Old Forge chance to flow to the football.
Tallarico on the tackle. He was shaken up before. He looks okay. Huffsmith is the left-footed kicker. Rios and Siriavong back. This one's going to have some flags on it. Back up trail a little bit.
Well, you don't want those types of mistakes as a coach. There's no reason for that, especially on a punt.
Nice kick. Suriavong from his 30. He's got room on the right side.
Space.
Great tackle in open space by number 53.
That's Dylan Moyle, the left guard. And there's a flag.
Hankey on the ground. It's going to be a clip against the Blue Devils.
That's 15 yards.
So that's going to back them up
to the 25.
25. So they're a trail by 3 now. So Old Forge needs a field goal, and if you're a historian of Old Forge, they don't really kick field goals. Back to the 25. Length of the field at hand for the Devils.
A little under 7 minutes to go. It's a big drive here.
This is the drive of the game. Probably run it a little bit if you're Old Forge and see if you can get the Lions napping. You're relying on a freshman quarterback.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy's right. Can't have 2 guys running at once.
This were Canadian football, that'd be okay.
Yep, we're not in Canada.
Illegal shift. 2 men in motion at the...
These are the mistakes Coach Schuback had talked about last couple of weeks that his team's making, which are just not common for Old Forge.
No, not at all. You wonder how inexperienced they might be, but 7 games into the season, these types of mistakes shouldn't happen.
You're looking at teenage kids, you tell them to focus, but, you know, lights on, they're down 3, and they can feel it. Freshman quarterback. So now, 15 yards for a first. So Mozaleski barely even got that. Huff Smith with a big pounding tackle along with big 72 Jones.
Both of those young men have had great games defensively. There's Jones fighting off a block. Huffschmidt evading number 74's block. Trail's defenders are playing with tremendous intensity. I think they see this possession as a real critical one.
Well, they've done a nice job of Mozaleski here in the second half. He's not been a factor.
It's a pass.
Here's the rush, gonna lay it up. No flags. Baltrusidis
had an interception opportunity.
Yep. Trying to look for Anthony Rios down there. I thought he might have caught it. Kind of ran right by it.
Let's see this replay. I want to see where his hands were.
It was definitely underthrown again.
Got to get his hands together. He goes up, hands are separate. He's got to get his thumbs touching each other.
Early on in the game, that type of pass, Rios pulled it down. He had to come back for it, though. So big third down. 6 minutes left in the game. Freshman quarterback rolls. Surveys.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Try to hit Suriavong. So Old Forge will have to punt.
Well, under 6 minutes to go, and he still has, I think, 3 timeouts left.
Yep, he still does.
He can punt the ball here. But again, it should give the Lions some pretty good field position. It's important that Belleritis catch this. Don't let it bounce.
If you're Old Forge, you need a good snap and see if Mozaleski can nail him. Now, he was putting some good ones up. That goes off the side of his foot. Oh, it's going to die inside trail territory.
35-yard line.
Yep. 15-yard kick by Mozaleski. Now the defense from Old Forge is going to be challenged.
A score here would be critical.
Two winningest teams in Class A in the district, 7 championships for Lackawanna Trail in the district. Old Forge has 6 of them. Most recent was last year when they beat the Lions in the championship game, 49-14 to the ground. Here's that sweep. The defense is there, seen that a couple times.
Better job of just fighting off their blocks, staying square to the line of scrimmage.
Lashi read that nicely.
That's a great job.
The junior comes off his block to make the tackle. Still a lot of time in the game.
Well, here they go, Bob. Bergey's going to be wide open on this.
Rocco downfield. Barrios in and out of his hands. Rios there on defense, and it goes incomplete.
The receivers have had a tough night.
Yeah.
They've had some balls that, another night they might really catch it.
Here we go, look at it again, Coach. Nice pass, though.
Nathan Rolko's impressive. I mean, that's a catchable football. I mean, you're tightly covered. You got to make those catches.
Coach Jervis looking on. His team up by 3, trying to knock off Old Forge. Double reverse. Barrios has room. Ball comes way out. And Anastasi looks like he has it for the Blue Devils, and he does. The freshman grabs the ball, and Old Forge has the ball at the 23-yard line.
Bob, I was just going to say before this series started, it sounds like I'm second guessing, but ball security is something that you got to stress.
Look at this one. Came right up. I didn't see who had that hit on the ball.
I think they punched it out. Number 24.
Was it Hook? Yeah, Ian Hook. Oh, quick out, but great defense. That's big number 81, Zach Cost, the 6-foot sophomore, got his hands up. So the defense is going to have to win this game for Lackawanna Trail. Trying to get it out to Cariotti. Good news for these two teams. 4th quarter, Northwest trails Hanover by 2. Anastasi trying to set up a screen or something. On the run. Holds on to the ball, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Bob, one of the things that I haven't seen is a lot of intermediate pass routes. Trail completed the one comeback, but everything has been thrown downfield as opposed to, control. And especially in this situation, the secondary doesn't want to get beat deep, so you can run some outs and run some comebacks and things like that.
I thought it might be a screen pass. We haven't seen that at all either. Now the question is, if you miss it, do you punt it? You still have 3 timeouts.
3 timeouts.
Anastasi into the shotgun. looking downfield, had 2 receivers on this side. Picks up a block, picks up another block. That ball comes flying out. The Lions have it at the 40.
Wow. It was like an instant replay. Now ball security really becomes a stressful point.
I thought he had some running room and didn't get it out to anybody. Couple good blocks to see who got a helmet on it.
Well, see, Bob, you see him carrying the football rather
Yep.
than having that ball tucked up against his chest. He has it out here and he's vulnerable to losing it.
That was Baltricitis who knocked that ball free. So back to where we started just a little bit ago. Trail has it at the 40. Now they're going to move it up. And they're going to move it back to the
38. They got to move the chains.
Now the Blue Devils defense turn. Coach mentioned hold onto the ball. Off Smith up through. Nice hole. Good game.
Bob, the Blue Devils defense have widened their defensive end, so that creates a natural seam to run that down trap. And now Wilcox is down again for the Blue Devils.
Looked like he was cramping up before. He's grabbing his leg. So we'll take a quick timeout here. 3:18 remaining in this game. 11-8, Lackawanna Trail. Back at Lions Pride Stadium, Dylan Wilcox remains on the turf here. Number 74, he is a senior. They're tending to him.
During my conversations with Coach Schuback during the week, Bob, he heaped a lot of praise on Dylan Wilcox, how he had a very, very good camp and has provided a tremendous amount of leadership for a lot of the young players. And he said he's really grown up quite a bit, and he couldn't say enough about what a positive influence he's had on his football team.
Well, if anything, it gives Old Forge a chance to talk about what defense they want to put out there.
Yeah.
You know, right now, Wilcox gets up. He's limping over. I don't know if that's a cramp or a leg issue. So he's making his way over. So Lackawanna Trail comes out. A second down play coming up for the Lions. Devils have to shore up that defense. They want to make a stop, get the ball back.
There's that fake sweep, quarterback
Sweep,
keep.
Roca,
It's touchdown.
They saved it for the right time. Touchdown, Lackawanna Trail. 27 yards for Roca, and that may have sealed the victory for the Lions.
That was a bootleg off the sweep fake.
Right play, right call, right time.
Excellent. Nathan Roca is going to be a force as long as he stays healthy and continues to mature and grow. He showed a lot of speed there, Bob.
So Nate Roca, he'll come on to kick the extra point. He takes it 27 yards.
Well, he had a 27-yard field goal and a
Yeah.
27-yard touchdown. He should change his number from 17 to 27.
Baltricitis loses it. He's going to go into emergency action, throws it up, and it's incomplete. So we'll take a quick timeout. 2:55 remaining. Trail up by 2 scores.